I do not know about the relationship that you have with God. That is not my concern, respectfully. That is between you and God. But between me and God, I am God's favorite child. Like, I am God's favorite child. Like, every single thing literally works out for me. Okay, welcome. Oh my God, y'all. Welcome to Get In Girl. Hey girl. Hi. Welcome to episode 6. This is really exciting. I literally just got out of a meeting and I was like, okay, I need to record this episode because I just like, I really want to talk to, like, if you're the girl that you feel like, you know what, I've been hoping, I've been believing. People say, okay, you need to believe, you need to hope, you need to have faith, and you feel like you've been doing all that and you're just like, bro, the faith is not faith, and like the belief is not really doing what it's meant to do. That's okay. This episode is literally for you, so I need you to turn off your volume because I'm going to change your mind in the next few minutes. I'm the kind of person that in my life, things really happen quickly. Like, a lot of the things in my life happen really quickly. Like, even stuff that's really out of my control. Even stuff like, okay, like, you know, immigration timelines. Like, the very first time I applied for a study permit when I was back in Nigeria, you know, I was trying to come here. And I remember the consultant telling us like, oh, you know, like, it usually takes like anywhere from 6 months to 8 months to a year to get it approved. And she's like, oh, you might not be able to go. This was in like January. Like, we thought we could make the spring terms. Like, you might not even make the summer term. Like, you might have to, you know, be enrolled in the fall term. And I remember like it's a whole other topic to talk about inspired action and, you know, like praying and God and belief and all those things. But in the context of this and just showing you, kind of leading into what I'm trying to say, is that I remember when I got that study permit, it literally took 5 weeks. I'm not even playing with you. Like, we applied in December and I got it in January. My work permit that I got after I was done with school, I got in like 2 months. I applied in December. Maybe December is my lucky month, I don't know. But I applied in December when I was done with school and I got in like February. So a lot of people see me, they see these things like, oh my God, like, you're so lucky. Like, you know, like, things work out for you. Like, you know, how are you able to do that? Like, you know, you're lucky, blah, blah, blah. That is a completely separate topic, you know, just talking about like, not really being luck, but more of like, again, like God, inspired action, like all that, like that's a completely separate topic. But I want to talk about the fact that a lot of things that have happened for me in my life, I really strongly believe stems down to belief. Hear me out. This is not another like, you know, Delulu is the Salulu. It really is. But this is more than that. Like, I really want to take you into what is happening on the inside. Because a lot of times also people are like, oh, you know what, you should affirm. But the thing about affirmations though, is that I affirm, I say my affirmations. I said my affirmation this morning. I do the whole shebang. But the thing about affirmations is that you can't affirm something today and see it tomorrow. Because it's not just about the words that you're saying. Like, I could be like, okay, everything works out for me. And if I'm saying that, and if I don't actually believe that in my heart, you're literally just saying empty words. And that is where affirmation is good. Like, you kind of need to start saying these things. But a lot of people kind of like bucket being like, or people kind of be like, oh, like, it's not real. Cause, you know, I've been saying it for like 2 weeks and like it did, like, nothing actually happened. But are you cultivating, like, are you saying it with like, okay, I'm trying to do this and show and prove that it doesn't work? Or are you doing this to actually build the belief? For me, I'm going to tell you little stories as I go along. But the past like 7+ years for me have just me being like rewiring my thoughts. And it's not even rewiring, just like laying the foundation for my thoughts and just convincing myself beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything works out for me. If you know me, if, you know, I've ever had a, you know, maybe a long conversation with you or like, you know, an inspired conversation with you, you've probably heard me say that I'm God's favorite child. You might be watching this. Like, I've heard people you know, people hear that and you're like, oh, like, so wait, are you saying that everybody else is in God's favorite child? I do not know about the relationship that you have with God. That is not my concern, respectfully. That is between you and God. But between me and God, I am God's favorite child. Like, I am God's favorite child. Like, every single thing literally works out for me. Like, I literally got out of a meeting. I can't tell you too much details right now because I'm still waiting for it to be done. But I literally just got out of a meeting today, and literally every single thing works out for me. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy because the thing is that, like, I've told myself for such a long time that everything works out for me, and the universe and God and just work together to make sure that everything does work out for me. And it could be something as little as, like, I remember, like, when I was in Vancouver, even it was more in Vancouver, to be honest, but when I was in Vancouver, even if, you know, I wake up late for work one day and I'm like, dear God, I know, you know what, it's my fault. It's my fault. I woke up late for work. I cannot be late though. Like, I need to go. I need to go. So I rush. I get ready. I'm leaving for the bus. And I'm like, God in heaven, please. I'm like, dear God, look at me. I cannot be late. Please, God, help me. I know there is something to be said about, like, okay, you know, maybe you shouldn't have woken up late. Yeah, but that's not the conversation we're trying to have. Like, that's not a conversation we're trying to have. But I could literally be like, dear God, please let me not be late. And I would literally get to the bus stop, and literally the moment that I got there was the moment that the bus would come. And I'll get onto the bus and I'll literally be like, well, yeah, like, of course I was gonna make the bus. I am God's favorite child. Like, the reason that I made the bus is because God loves me. The reason that I made the bus is because God wants everything to work out for me. It's because everything works out for me, and, like, good things are just always happening to me. Like, I've literally, you can call this delusional. Everybody has different words for different things. You can call this delusional, but I've literally convinced myself that everything works out for me. And I didn't just do this by, like, you know, affirming and being positive, which plays a really good role, but also just, like, looking for the proof to kind of back up what I'm saying, right? So if you're telling yourself, like, oh my God, like, I'm such a good catch, or everybody wants to work with me. When I tell myself, like, oh my God, I'm such a good catch, to me, I was just having the conversation yesterday, but literally every time anybody's trying to, like, talk to me, I'm like, of course the person's interested in me. Like, have you seen me? Like, girl, I would be interested in me. Just literally stuff to kind of, like, give your mind as evidence of the thing that you're affirming. It literally works wonders to build your belief. It literally works wonders to build your faith. And, like, I've literally been showing up like I was God's favorite child for such a long time. And now people just see, you know, all the after effects and, like, okay, well, you're just lucky. You're just this, you're just that. But then, like, what are the things that you're telling yourself? Like, what kind of proof are you looking for? My skin literally crawls every time I hear someone say stuff like, oh my God, like, people are talking about themselves and, like, oh, like, you know, like, no, nothing ever works out for them, or they say, like, oh, like, they're so unlucky. I've heard people be like, oh, like, literally people just say the most audacious thing of, like nothing good ever happens for them, or, like, only bad things happen to them. And that shocks me. Like, the circle of friends that I have, the circle of relationships that I have in my life, every time, well, mostly with my close friends, but, like, even with other people, like, every time someone's trying to speak negatively about their lives, it doesn't have to be me. It could be me, my friend, like, anybody. We're just like, why would you say that kind of thing? Like, that's such a powerful thing to say about yourself. And also, people say, like, oh, well, it's not that deep. I've never called myself broke, ever. I've never used that word to describe myself. People say it's not that deep. To me, it is that deep, because for me, whatever you constantly repeat to yourself is kind of what you're going to see in your life, because what you're focusing on is what is going to grow. And the people that say like, okay, you know, like things never work out for me, or, you know, the universe hates them, or like, oh, whatever. They say that and they believe that so strong. Like, even when you're trying to convince them like, oh, well, that's not really true, people usually say like, oh, that is true because it has happened XYZ amount of times. But the thing though is that if you're looking for proof that things don't work out for you, you will find it. Because am I saying that everything that's ever happened in my life is all rosy dozy, like nothing bad ever happens to me? That is not true. I can do a 5-hour episode on all the bad things that have happened in my life. Bad things and good things happen in everybody's life, all the same. But I choose to focus on the good things, and I choose to magnify the good things that have happened. Even something as little as, oh my God, I made the bus. I could literally ride a high from, oh my God, I made the bus for a whole day, because I'm like, oh my God. And this is something that has happened to so many people before. Like, there's millions of people out there that take the bus every day. There's millions of people that have tried to run for the bus and they make it. Like, it's happened to so many people before. But then I don't just like look at it as in like, oh, I made the bus. I look at it like, oh my God, I made the bus because I'm God's favorite child. And good things just can't help but happen to me. And I've told myself this over and over and over and over again. And now it just happens much more seamlessly. Like, it just happens much easier. And people are like, you know what? Like, a lot of people that I've met and then they kind of like knew me after, like, or they kind of got to know me. They're literally like, low key, honestly, you actually are God's favorite child. Because just the way that things work out for me, it's so crazy. Okay, I have a story. You know what? I actually have a story. I said I was going to tell you guys a bunch of stories today. I have a story that has literally cemented this fact in my mind, that God and the universe, like whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it, the God and the universe is constantly conspiring in my favor. Like, it's kind of like that verse that's like, okay, like, it's not a verse. I don't know if it's a verse, but anyway, it's not that bad things are not going to happen, or it's not that bad things are not going to happen. It's that they will not prosper. Like, a bad thing could happen to me, but it's not going to like permanently impact me forever. It's not going to like prosper. It's not going to work out. Right? And I have a really great story for this. So there was literally a day, this happened to me like years ago, not years ago, maybe like a year or two ago. And there's kind of a bit of a background story. Like, I was literally going, like the day before this happened, I was going to bed and I had my Apple Watch. Like, at that point in time, I used to go to bed with my Apple Watch. Now I don't really go to bed with my Apple Watch anymore, because I'm just like, bro, like, I need a little bit of breathing space. But at that time, I used to go to bed with my Apple Watch. And I remember I wanted to go to bed that night, and I like looked at my watch, because they used to track my sleep, and I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, like my Apple Watch is pretty much dead. Like, maybe I should just take it off. And something literally just told me, I was like, oh no, you know, I'm just gonna, like, it doesn't even take that long to even charge anyway. Like, I'm just gonna plug it in or put it to charge while I do my night routine. And then by the time I'm done with my night routine, like, there's gonna be enough charge on it to take me through the night. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So I put it to plug in. I went and I did my night routine, and then I put it on my watch and I went to sleep. And then the next day, I think that day, like, I was still in school, like, I had a day off, and so I slept in that day. It was literally like, maybe when I woke up, I was like, I want to say like 11 a.m., maybe 10 a.m. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, okay, that day I was gonna sleep in, like, I'm gonna start a slow morning. And I remember I had a housemate at that time, and I always go to bed with my room door locked. And this housemate, she literally came to my door in the morning and she kept banging on it. Like, she was literally like like, it wasn't just like knock, 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 no answer, knock, 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 no answer, you walk away. She was literally like repeatedly like, and I was just like, what is, and would I say I'm a light sleeper? Honestly, it depends. Like, sometimes I'm a light sleeper, sometimes I'm a heavy sleeper. But I think a lot of people would wake up from someone like repeatedly knocking on their door. So I wake up and I'm like, bro, what do you want? What do you want? And she was like, oh, like, you know, there was some laundry in the dryer and she wants to use the dryer. I was like, it was the most annoying thing to even be woken up for. Like, it wasn't even an emergency. I was just like, I got my clothes out of the dryer and I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna take it out and I'm gonna go back to sleep. I literally put it like on a chair or on the bed or something. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then right before I went back to sleep, I looked at my watch, because you know you can get notifications on your watch, right? So I looked at my watch and it literally said something like, oh yeah, I think it was like, let's say like the 2,500 that you sent to XYZ person has been, or like 2,500 was like withdrawn from your bank account, like the Interact transfer below. I was like, okay, like I was sleepy, like it was like I was tired. I just looked at it. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And I wanted to go back to sleep. And I sat up. I was like, wait a minute. When did I even make that transaction? Like, first of all, I was like, oh, maybe because you know sometimes like Apple Watch doesn't really send you your notifications until like after. So I was like, oh, like maybe I just like paid my rent or something. But then like at the time I was like, my rent is not even up to that. Like, what is happening? So I sat up, like now I was awake. So I sat up, I grabbed my phone and I checked the notification on my phone as well. And it was like same thing, like, oh, like 2,500 or whatever. I think it was like 2,800. It's like, oh, like the money has been sent. Like I just remember being so confused. I was like, what are they talking about? So I opened my bank app and it was literally because I was like, oh, maybe like, are they just sending me a wrong transaction? Like, what money are they talking about? And I opened my bank app and I saw that, okay, yeah, like money was actually withdrawn from my account. The first thing that I did obviously was to change my password. And then I was kind of looking at it and it's actually kind of crazy. Like it kind of touches on greed a little bit, because the way that I have my accounts set up, like I have kind of mini accounts under each account. So I have like, you know, my checking account, I have like a rent sub account, like for food, for grocery, blah, blah, blah. And then because I was still in school at that time, so I used to pay my own tuition. So I had like a tuition. So that was literally my tuition money that I was trying to like save up. And I had like a tuition account. The people that like hacked my account, they could have very easily just taken the money from one account and dipped, and have been a smaller amount, and I would not have gotten the notification, and like it would have just been gone. But because they wanted to like take out all the money, like they had to like transfer each one in each account. And also I literally have, this is actually a word for the wise, if you do not have account alerts set up on your phone, set up for your bank accounts, I don't know what you're actually doing. Like people, every time I mention account alerts, people are like, oh, like you get notified when there's activity in your account. I'm like, you don't? Like even before this happened, like this literally happened because I had these alerts turned on. Like I would literally have an alert, like, okay, if there's like, if for my credit card, like every time a transaction goes through on my credit card, like let me know. It's a little annoying because obviously if I'm like 7-Eleven and my Dollarama, like something, and it's like something small, like I still get notified, but it's not for the times that I don't need it. It's for the times that like, okay, I would actually need it and it's not me making the transaction. So I had these alerts on my phone and they had changed what did they change? I think they changed the email so I wouldn't get a notification when they added a new Interact transfer. But they didn't realize, like I literally had the alerts turned on for like the mobile notifications, but also the email notifications. So they turned off the email notifications, but they didn't know, like I'm thorough, like, but that's not even what the conversation is. So they didn't realize that I had the alerts turned on for the mobile as well. So it was literally a mobile notification that came to me. And I remember, like, you know, I did the whole thing. I canceled. Okay, again, so because literally the alert came in, like every time money is withdrawn from the account, the alert came in. And for that kind of large amount, thankfully, Interact transfer doesn't transfer immediately for like larger amounts. So the moment I got in, I logged into my Tangerine account. I went in, I canceled the Interact, like, because it was just sent. I had the option to still cancel the transfer alert or the transfer. I canceled it. I changed my password. And then I kind of like did the whole, you know, alerting the bank, blah, blah, blah. But that story for me, like when that happened to me, I don't even think I went back to sleep. I literally just sat there being like, this could have literally just been such a different story. Like, imagine, being an international student. Like, I'm literally just trying to pay my tuition. Like, I was working like 3 jobs trying to pay my tuition, and my account was hacked, and they were trying to take my tuition money. Like, where would I have gotten that money from? And like, tuition would be due and I wouldn't even have it to pay, not because I didn't save up enough, because like someone literally tried to take it from me. And the gravity of the situation, and also just looking at like the different things that even led up to that point of, okay, first of all, if I had not gone to bed with my Apple Watch on, I would not have known, because I was trying to get back to sleep quickly. I may or may not have picked up my phone to look at notifications, but I just had my watch and I just like slid it down and back up, and I was like, wait a minute. So like, one, if I hadn't had my watch on, I may not have ever seen that, or by the time I would have seen it, it would have been too late and the transfer would have like gone through. And then 2, my roommate literally banging on my door for laundry, which is like such a random thing to like be disturbing someone for. But if she hadn't done that, again, like I literally would not have woken up to check this notification. Like, and it was literally, if she had tried to wake me up 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after, it would have been a different story. So literally just the fact, and you might be listening to this, you're like, okay, well, yeah, so what? Like, that's happened to me. Like, it doesn't mean anything. But to me, it is such confirmation for me that literally every single thing works out and lines up in my favor. Like the fact that like having my Apple Watch on, like having the laundry in the dryer when I went to sleep, having my housemate at home at the same time with me, having her like knock on my door, like all those things literally had to happen at the exact same time. They had to happen at exactly the right time for me to be awake the moment the alert was sent, and with enough time for me to still go in and cancel it. And I don't know what, like, I don't know if this story gives you chills, but literally every time I tell the story, like I literally get chills, because I'm just like, God, literally, I'm his favorite child. I am God's favorite child. I am so convinced. I am so convinced that everything lines up and works out in my favor. That has been my affirmation. Like I kind of try to change my affirmations as time go on, like, to be more relevant to my current situation. That has been an affirmation that I have had consistently this entire time. Because I'm just like, literally every single thing works out in line. It's not just about, it's literally lining up in the exact same way that it unfolds, so that I come out on top, so that things work out for me. And this is literally just a big story. Like now people might see the big story and go, oh my God, like you're so lucky. But there's so many other small things that have happened to me. And it's me just literally looking for evidence that might seem to be like a bit of a stretch or like a far reach to some people. But to me, something as little as catching the bus, something as little as like, there was one time, like, I think I had an event or something. And like, I was like, oh dear God, please. And the weather was, well, I mean, again, Vancouver weather is kind of crazy, but the weather kind of just like changed overnight. Like, okay, actually it's going to be sunny. And I saw that, I was like, God's favorite child. And that's just me looking for proof. Like, that's just me convincing myself, because it's not just about what you say. Like, if I don't believe, like, you literally need to believe something to the depths of your being. Like, you need to know without a shadow of a doubt. Like, literally everybody that I'm close friends with now, like, they even say it for me. Like, even sometimes when I'm going through shit, they're like, bro, like, why are you trying to act like things are not going to work out for you? Like, you're literally God's favorite child. Like, everything always works out. Like, people, I've said it so many times. I've, like, communicated so many times, I've lived it out so many times, I've affirmed it so many times that my friends now even tell me that. If there's anything I want you to take away from this, if there's anything I want you to take away from this, and you know what, it's okay if you feel like, okay, like maybe the reason that my affirmations have not been working is because I don't have that deep-seated belief. That's okay. Like, that is completely okay. But what I want you to do this week, I want you to start looking for evidence of the things that you want to happen in your life. Like, you might consider it being delusional, but like if you're even walking into it with that kind of say, like, oh, like these people are just like delusional, like these people are just like doing too much, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's not even gonna happen for you. So I literally want you to start looking for the proof that things work out for you. Because if you're constantly looking for proof that things don't work out for you, if you're constantly looking for proof that, like, you know, people are conspiring against you, or like, you know, bad things happen to you, like that's all you're gonna find. But if you're constantly looking for the proof that good things happen to you, you're just going to see more and more and more of it. And it's such a beautiful cycle, because then you get more good things happen and it adds this evidence, and then you get more things. It's such a beautiful cycle. So I want you to start speaking over your life. Start celebrating wins like they're proof, no matter how small they are, because they are proof of what you're affirming. If you believe that you're the favorite, you have to start acting like it. You have to start affirming. You have to start looking for signs of it. And life is going to start acting like you are the favorite. Okay? I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all about your wins. Celebrate your wins this week, girl. I love you. Bye.